Hello and welcome to another episode of Live Talks with me, Fawole. We have the voice behind the camera. Bam! We have the wizard. Just like that. And we got Bushkin from the Heartless crew in the studio. Come on. Big up. Don't know. Family member.
Yeah, come
What's
on,
going
man.
on? What's going on?
I'm working. I'm
You lost in the Matrix.
I'm multitasking, but just send this and then I'm.
We'll just wait for him then, won't we? We're waiting anyway, so we just wait for him, okay? That's it. No, we just wait for you. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's what it is.
Yes, brother. Welcome, man. Welcome to my podcast, Live Talks. What's happening?
Fuck you know. Is that what's going on today? Yeah. Cool. Yes. So what are you going to talk to me about today? What are you going to interview me about?
Let's start with the clothing line. Yeah.
Clothing line.
I like that. I like the colour there still, man. I want to look smart still.
Thank you very much.
Different kind of things. Tell me about that. Where can I get it?
You can't get it now. It's exclusive, but basically, this is like you have to promote yourself properly. Like, as far as I'm concerned, I like what you're wearing as well. Don't like the hat because of the people who run the thing, but it's a very nice fashion statement. And like for me personally, in this day and age, on my back has to be Fawole or something something that belongs to someone I know. Like I know a lot of people that got their own brands that are making their things happen.
I rate that. That's
what's happening.
You make me want to dash my sandwich. I can't do that.
What's your hat, Ayo?
What's my hat?
Exactly. The voice behind the camera.
I'll tell you. Yeah? Right.
He was making bold statements.
I'll tell you what the hat is. You ready? You ready? You ready? When you're not ready, let me know and I'll insert, you know what I'm saying? This hat, can you see any name brand on it?
Yep.
Can you see right now from at a glance, can you see a name?
I saw on the side.
What's the name then? What is it?
Kango.
Oh, fuck out of here. This ain't Kango. I rest my case.
Who is it though?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's so obscure. It doesn't matter. I don't even know. It's just a brand thing on the side of here. But it's not all up in your face. It's not something for someone else. I wear this for a few reasons because it makes me look quite sexy. I like the hat. It's debatable. Depends on who's looking. It's a fashion statement as well. It goes with a certain kind of look. Yeah, I think it's more mature. I think it's sensitive. And I like it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when you're making these statements, because a lot of people are making them now, which is fine. Do you? So it looks good and you do you. But when you're wearing someone's name on your chest and it's not your name and you're promoting them and you're just like, you won't wear nothing else, like Dior, Balenciaga, like, good luck, enjoy it. But remember, you're promoting these people. They're not doing anything for you. Yeah. And not that anyone has to do something for one hand or the other, but the amount of money that these things cost, I would think at least I might just get a pat on the back or something from the company because of how much fucking money.
What? You're supposed to be able to leverage how people look at you through what you wear.
Okay.
So it's not always for free. Like, you know how people go like, people wear designers and it doesn't make you no money. Sometimes, like, if you're wearing designers, money attracts money.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely, and I totally understand the concept.
I understand
the concept of that, but I just believe that once you're well put together, you're well put together. There's brands out there that are money brands that you will not see no motif or nothing on them. And people who know and like watches as well, people who know and they'll see it and you get that elevation from the brand.
But people say that, but that's not really true.
What's not true? Why?
I tell you what.
Why is it not true? Why is it not true?
People are gonna see your things.
People like flashy shit, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, but what I just said to you, something could be flashy still. Like I just said to you, you could
live in a different circuit. You see the black circuit, and that's the circuit that we're black people. The black circuit, our thing's always been flamboyant, loud, and gassy from the beginning.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see the necessity for that.
I know you.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm an artist. And I'm an entertainer. So my thing, and I've always liked bold, bright things. I'm a Gemini, I'm hype, I'm loud. So that's my thing, just match, you understand?
Yeah.
I wear Versace. It's funny enough, someone else said to me the other day, like, wow, you don't even wear your own garments that much, you understand? Because I've got my own stuff in there. So I said, you know what, bro, I have to wear it more. But at the same time, what I buy, I like the look of it. I like the stuff. I'm not buying it because of I actually like it.
B, what's what I'm saying to you? Listen to what I'm saying to you. You could have a 20,000 pound Versace shirt on, yeah, but with no Versace written on it.
No,
but no, what I'm saying to you, but it splashes of
that
paint.
don't make sense.
That's the
why?
To me,
that don't make sense.
Why?
I want you to know. I spend my.
Exactly.
You know what? Everyone's different. Because you see, Sedate, man. I've got a virgin. He wears Armani. All
Plain,
and
yeah.
He's the man. When we go out, he likes to be in the background. He's not up. Me, I want to be up front. I want to see what's going on. I'm on stage, you know, I want the light to catch my hat and.
Why don't you just go Primark if you're gonna wear something that's gonna be plain? Because the quality is decent.
Exactly.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
Primark's quality is decent, bro.
No, it ain't. You can't. No, it ain't. You can't compare. Like, let's just say, for argument's sake, the quality of like True Religion jeans or certain things that made to the stuff that's in Primark. There's stuff in Primark like you wash it, it's washed out.
So I'm saying if you're getting plain clothes.
Yeah, but I don't. Even if I buy
a plain white shirt,
if I buy a plain white shirt, it'll be a plain white shirt that is made very, very well. It might be the same brand, but the name is
Spencer's then.
I do got Marks and Spencer's.
But I'm saying, I'm not saying it doesn't have to be Primark, Marks and Spencer's. I'm saying
Marks and Spencer's different. Marks and Spencer's
if you're gonna get a plain something, yeah,
Marks and Spencer's fine.
Yeah, you can go John Lewis. You can go to certain places. Yeah, gonna give you quality shirt. I don't know why you're paying 20 racks for a plain shirt. You better say something that's making people know that I paid 20 racks for this.
No, but I don't. See, that's the thing. That's what it is. Like you're an artist, I'm an artist, whatever. You have your way about you, but your way is your way. My way is my way.
That's the bottom line of it. At the end of it,
100%.
ultimately, people got to do what makes them happy.
Yes.
Wear what makes you happy and don't. Probably the best line to wrap it up was, don't live above your means. You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense you going and doing things that you can't manage. You know what I'm saying? If it's in your means you can manage, it's all good. And just like you said, money attracts money. People see you with certain things. They want to know who you are. Oh, what's my man? You know what I'm saying? So again, it works. It can work in your favor.
And you got to remember, you man are the trendsetters of off-key. That Heartless crew set off-key.
Yeah, I've always been a fashion. I love my fashion. I mean, there were man doing it obviously before.
Who? Me, Massey, Axel.
But you know, wasn't celebrities.
Yeah,
okay. All right, we was.
We wasn't looking at.
He was.
You wasn't celebrities.
Not in the same stage. Yeah, I was a fucking celebrity.
No, listen.
I was a celebrity. People was watching that shit.
Listen,
I'm a celebrity, bro.
X-Company.
Yeah, celebrity, bro.
Was not Heartless crew.
I said no.
X-Company was. You lot never shot no videos.
Sorry.
I didn't say that you don't videos.
Don't say you never saw the videos. Don't say we didn't shoot them.
You didn't put them out then.
We didn't shoot them.
Because I had the album. I was promoting the album for you, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got videos though.
It's what
Go on.
We were up front. But obviously, there was man in the hood doing it, rocking it way before us.
Yeah, I'm talking like Moschino waistcoats. You buy something fresh every time you go out.
Frontline on stage, and then
off-key, Heartless crew.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I know you used to love those short suits and that.
Oh, I've still got them. Watch this summer. I'm going mad on them.
Yeah.
Stocking them up.
Yeah.
You remember the FAB suit you got?
Yeah.
That suit was
what's that?
That's what I'm saying. I was doing like a reality series a couple years ago.
To go back.
I remember this in me.
What's that?
A reality show. Way before the reality
Way before it was
What
popping.
was your show?
Yeah, we did it together.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Yeah, we will. We have to talk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Bring that back. Bring that back.
That was cold.
And he had a designer make him a whole suit.
Yeah. All different colours. I had my hair
matching. Hair was matching.
Yeah.
And he bought funny a jump.
But both of you.
Or jacket or something.
Both of you are off-key people.
But
you know you like colours, I'm saying.
Yeah,
no, of course, but I'm saying I liked it because of these lot. You got me. If it was in America, they give the credit a lot easier to the people that they pay homage to the people that did certain things. You know, like especially when it comes to your culture and your upbringing. You know what I'm saying? And because of how the money and the system works out there, like Heartless, even though these people don't understand like how much they make, but I'm saying the way you'd be looking at them like a NWA.
Yeah.
So, but no one would be afraid to say, yeah, we took a lot of our style from NWA. They'll take long to say here that we got a lot of our style from Heartless crew. We didn't get it from Pay As You Go. Let me just be honest and show you why I'm saying.
No, let's put this on the table first. Now let's put it on the table first.
We didn't get it from Nasty
Crew. Let's put this on the table first. Like the reason there are all of these so-called crews is because of Heartless crew. As far as I'm concerned, what I know about the music industry, I don't know much. Other people are more well-versed. But you guys were the original crew. Then anyone can go back and look. Where did it start? Okay, Heartless crew, look at the history. Then you start seeing the other crews coming out. There's no crews that precede, that before you. There's none prior to you, before you.
And they're saying that I feel like Bushy was like their stylist in a way.
Yeah. Everyone had their role. Everyone had their role. Yeah.
I always love fashion, but that's my thing. I always love fashion, but all the time.
Do you know what your dad once said to the man? I can't even say it on camera. you know, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
My goodness! Don't play, Don't play. Let's talk about, because everyone knows you as an artist and the music and everything, but not a lot of people know the person who I know that was up on the flats, who was on the scramblers, breaking your leg, playing football, all that. I'm talking way back before the Heartless, because you know what I'm talking about, innit? So like, who was you then? How did you become to be the person that we see in front of us today? What was your childhood like? Was you always as outgoing as you are now?
Yeah, always been lively. I had a bigger brother, 4 years older than me, and he was always on things. Big up Alvin, Mr. P, and he was always on things. He had all the trainers, and you just want to be like your brother. He had the decks back then. He had the New Balance tracksuits. Like, yeah, his thing was Sergio Ticino. Remember them things?
Sergio, of course.
Yeah, he had all of that. Like, he was following the hip hop movies, where man's got bare trainers line up, Nike Air Starb, Flight, them times there, the original ones, you understand? I was trying to follow cross trainers, exactly, all of that. You understand? Big up Vicious V Vince as well.
Big up V, man.
Yeah. I was following that, and obviously older brother, you understand, man, roughed me up and stuff like that. So we was always fighting and them kind of things there. And in a way, I was just following what he was doing. You understand? He was doing his little bits and bobs, and I'm just, you understand, seeing that, and then I linked you, man. I'm seeing that. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And yeah, man, we grow, man. So man, them grow. I see it.
But I know, and the reason I'm asking you is because everyone knows who you are, but they don't know who you are, because I know that. See the tenacity and everything you've got. When you was young, you was like this. You come on, what's going on? Where we going? What's going on? LP, where we going? You had that energy, but you wasn't yet in the place where you
in the front line. You
could exercise. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, that's
and then your dad, because I don't want to tell your story. I want you to tell your story. Your dad's a serious guy. He's a serious man, like in his own right. Like, I know of him, and I don't even know him as well as you know him. Do you understand? He's a big man. He's someone to be revered and respected. Like, he had a lot of egos. He was in the community as far as I'm concerned, bro. And he's a man. When you look on him, like raw. Like, his hands were bigger than my head. He was big. His voice was deeper than the ocean. He'd be like, "Yo, where y'all go?" And with you, like. So, what was it like being his son?
Yeah, like, man, he put me through a lot of training. Like, he was a security guard, you understand? So he had that rough edge to him, you understand? Normal, you understand? Beating up people. Even like 2 days ago, he was at my house. He's like, and we was talking. I can't remember what we was talking about, because he always will go off topic. But he said something to me, and he was like, I just think I'm seeing. This is why you're like how you are, And he said to me, like, he was in the barbershop and people argue with him, and he's always in there debating. He said to someone, You want to fight me, innit? You want to fight? But you can't fight me, 'cause I'm going to beat you up. I don't fight people, I just beat people up. You understand? And I said to him, "Scene." In my mind, I was thinking, "Scene, this is your mentality." But that's what he was saying to me, this is the mentality. But he's always had that mentality. And I remember he told me,
power.
Always. He served a lot of time, you understand? So he read a lot of books. He got a lot of life experiences and stuff like that. You understand? I remember he told me, listen, I think back then it was a life sentence. You understand? So, now on 15, I think. You understand? Straight. But I mean, like, little things he used to always tell me. There's nothing wrong with playing second fiddle, he used to tell me. You understand? Never, if you got a gun, you never give no one your gun. Never hand over your weapon. You understand? Little things that this, when I was a kid, but they just always stuck with me. You understand? This is so much funny things as well. Like, go and get this.
Seriously,
you come back. Go and do that. You understand? Come back. Go and do that. All right, wait there. Bare stuff, but it was just training, like army training. He was trying to get army training, discipline. You understand? Bare stuff, like give out these flyers. You understand? Like, he was at security the raves, all the big raves. Sometimes with me and Fonte were going raving from early. You understand? Getting into the big raves, bringing in champagne and stuff like that. But he'd like, go and give out these flyers. Give out all the flyers. Come back. Give out these flyers. Come back. All right, wait there. Stand up. And we're waiting outside for half hour. Yeah, it's just like to take the piss out of us in a way. But
it was train you,
He was training us at the same time, you understand? Little kind of bully boy tactics. I remember one time I got in trouble, you understand?
He was training well.
Again, he was training.
Where he mugged us one day, bro.
Not
even me. Don't say us, just one person in the crew.
He loved all them things there. He loved that kind of thing. I remember one time I got in trouble, you understand? But it weren't me, you understand? I wasn't so naughty, but you understand? So this time,
no, you was mischievous. Don't talk.
Oh yeah, we was doing matching, but this time it wasn't actually me. You understand? But I was must have been getting to about 16 or 17. But my dad, remember, he served a lot of time, so I've been seeing him visiting, but now he's out. You understand? So he ain't beat me, but he always said, "Boy, you what?" And I remember. And man, he gave me one box, but it wasn't even me. This I was so mad, but I was getting to
his hand big,
bruv. I'm telling you,
show me your hand.
My hand is big.
Look at your hand big. Your hand big. Your hand's bigger than this.
Yeah, he gave me one bitch slap.
Blackout.
Yeah, I'm saying I was mad because them time I'm getting to the age, I was so mad.
You couldn't
say nothing. I had to walk off. I couldn't say nothing. I couldn't even cry. I just walked though. It's them kind of things there, yeah, son. Yeah.
Why did you cry, pride?
Right, I was mad. I was so angry. But I know if you can't even cry. He's one of them. He's a very macho. Internet. He's always talking about single like mothers bringing up boys. You understand? He's kind of got a thing with that. Obviously, you understand. Women can't necessarily raise men. And that is one of the reasons why a lot of the men now are soft. You understand? Because their mums are bringing them up. So they're so emotional. You understand? And he's got a whole different philosophy on life. You understand? Some of it is mad, but it's like, it's deep, you understand? It's deep. It's
like I said, I only got small insights into that because we would talk to him when he was at the rave, when he was on the door, when he was inside certain places. Because we wanted, he was a person we have to talk to get inside.
Yeah.
And if there's any problem inside, he's the one who's going to back up. The security team, the people are going to help you because them times their police ain't coming though. If there's a problem, they were the negotiators that will negotiate. Some people, they save lives, bro.
Yeah, man, that's right.
Where they save lives. Man will be in there with straps, knives.
Yeah,
and
all of that.
Man's ready to kill you, and it's only if you one on your own. Security could
hold it.
Talk to them or tell them no, you have to come through us before.
That's right,
And back then, man could.
That's what I'm saying. Security was security back then.
Yeah.
They'll box you, they'll beat you, they'll throw you over a fence. Now there's just stewards and a whole heap of SI badges, and it's not that. Yeah.
But so like I said,
to anyone,
my interpretation and my understanding of your dad is a man's man. Was a man's man.
Very much so.
Was very regal, and then on top of that was a strong black man.
Yeah.
Strong black man, cultured black man. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's filtered.
It's filtered through. Yeah, that's definitely filtered through. You understand? And watched him. You understand? And seeing the things what he was doing and what he was capable of. You understand? And yeah, man, enough fights and things. I see him. You understand? In some situations where I'm like, oh, you understand? Like, okay, like, yeah, I understand. I see the powers, like,
yeah. Because you never really shunned away from that kind of stuff either. I know you personally. I've seen your hands all twisted up because you've punched someone too hard on the back. And when we was younger, fun place in the world. I never see you shying away from nothing like that. Not like inciting things.
Yeah, never was an inciter, but again, come from
always ready to go.
Yeah, always.
You always ready to go. I remember you was always ready to go.
You know, because it's different these days, but how we grow, you have to be, because you have to be on your P's and Q's, and you never know. And again, I've come from that. So my dad, even my mum is very much like that. You can't, don't take no checks.
Talk about your mum. Talk about your mum.
Mum, again, this is what my gran said of my parents. My gran's died now, but me and her was
rest in peace.
Yeah,
rest in peace.
My grandma, love her to the bits. And this is what she said. Too bad duppy enough for walk. You understand? And that's she was referring to my mum and my dad, because they're both. My mum's very much reformed now, but again, in her day, she was running sound systems, she was doing bits and bobs and whole heap of things. You understand? Her and my dad, you understand? Both of them had names for themselves in their own right. You understand? My mum,
they're together.
Yeah, and then they were together, and that's what my grand said. Too bad up enough for walk. Yeah.
And
my mum is exactly the same. You understand? She's very no nonsense Scorpio. You understand? She's very. You understand? When it gets down to it, you understand? Scorpio. You know Scorpio. Their
women especially,
very. She hates lies. She's very no nonsense, and she like, especially before. Remember, Scorpio, the actual animal insect, will kill itself before it gets beaten.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, of course, it's got to tell. That's just
it kills itself.
It will kill itself before
it gets eaten.
Before it gets beaten or eaten, or you understand? That's just a Scorpio trait. And my mum is very much like that. You can't.
I learned that's something I knew. I learned today.
You can't. You understand? She ain't having it. She's again a bad girl, if you want to say back in them days. Strong, very strong. You understand? And that again, she banged me for most of my life, but she was. You understand? She's obviously feminine, but she's very.
Strong.
Yeah,
strong.
Yeah, she was rolled. She's
you have to
young,
black and
young black woman doing all sorts. I remember back in the day, them to look out the window and little bare things. You understand? I remember when one thing. I remember crystal clear. Me, my mum, and my brother. So before my sister was born, I was quite young. I don't know how old I was, but I can remember it. And we must have got a cab somewhere. I don't know what the altercation was. I remember my mum boxing up the cab, man. Like in Finsbury Park. I'll never forget that. Like, wow. Yes, I don't even know how old my brother was because he wasn't. It's just my mum. You understand?
Yeah.
So my brother must have been very young as well. For he weren't fighting. Yeah. I remember my mum boxing up the cab, man. I'm like, why? Like, it's just.
Wait. Go finish your story.
No, I'm just obviously then you don't really know, but looking back now, I'm like, wow, yeah, she was on things.
What's your heritage? What's your parents' heritage?
Jamaica. My dad's family is from Jamaica, and my mum is from Antigua, Montserrat. And yeah, Montserrat and people, if you know about them, yeah, they're fiery people, man. But yeah,
my daughter's half Montserrat.
Okay, well then, yeah,
it's very fiery.
All right, yeah, they're fiery. Them people, they're hot.
Don't play.
They're hot. Yeah, they're hot. They're hot. They're hot.
Axe is Mrs. Montserrat. Don't play.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy. You know who you are. Easy, yeah. Come on, don't play.
Fire.
So, how does that translate into your everyday life and as your upbringing? Because you got dreadlocks.
Yeah.
I'm saying this is something from associated with Caribbean and
and
so
again,
how much of your heritage you carry through, how much you carry with you in life on a daily basis, how much was you taught them?
Very, very cultured. You understand? I spent a lot of time, like I said, I wasn't. You said mischievous, but yeah, I wasn't. You understand? I spent a lot of time with my gran. You understand?
Yeah, okay.
When I was naughty, I got kicked out of school and a couple of things. So I spent a lot of time with my gran. Obviously, they're Jamaican. You understand? So I spent a lot of time with her and my aunties. You understand? I lived with them for a good amount of time. So very much in the culture. You understand? Very much. These days, sometimes I see something and I'm like, boy, as black people, we kind of, you understand?
What?
Fading. The man's letting it slide. You understand? Just the culture, just the how we carry ourselves, you understand? Just little things, whether it's mannerisms, whether it's cleanliness, you understand? Whether it's just what we're willing to accept as black people, number one, and as our cultures, you understand? We're just letting things slide. And
what do you think the cause of that is?
We're in England and everyone's on this westernized thing, you understand?
But you got just as things, exciting questions. You got Asians in England, you got Chinese people in England, you got Turks in England. A lot of these nations might have a problem with their children. The next generation is coming up now, but still they've got more of a hold on their culture than that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes and
my
no.
perception.
Yes and no. Debatable. You know, these days, black. Everyone wants to be black anyway. Like the younger, everyone wants not they want to be black, but they want the black culture, the vibe. You know, everyone loves the black lifestyle, whatever, the spirit of black people. You know, so whether it's Turkish, Chinese, everyone's jumping on that side of the culture and that side of the hype. You understand? But in general, everyone now is westernized. You understand? You understand? Even down to Chinese people, they're probably more cultural and Indian, but it's like, washing away.
Because you can call them Chinese. My thing is with black people, we're all from different places. None of us address each other from where we're from. So instead of just addressing the man as let's talk about what, like, my background's Kenya and your background's, say, Jamaica, yeah? Instead of addressing each other like that, we're addressing each other as black people.
Yeah, so even if we're not even black, really.
We're not even black. I don't use that. We're brown, innit? And I think the whole human race is brown. That's my thing, innit? You know what? The whole human race is brown, and that's why they don't let us say the colour brown, because it unites us all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, if we don't talk about us in nationalities, even if we wanted reparations, how are we going to get them if we're talking just about
a generalization
of black people? Black people are everywhere. So it's like, how do you now?
Sure, yeah, that's right. But again, and that's what it's really and truly what it should be is African. You understand? That's how we should be addressing
in terms of
you understand? Really and truly, because this is it. We're all African. You understand? And then again, if you say that, everyone really comes from Africa.
Everybody does.
You understand?
So
but again, it's a unity.
It goes back to the whole brown thing, innit? Everybody gets to connect to that word.
It's a unity.
And brown and African, everybody can connect to that.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's a unity.
So they don't want you to use that. So they make us think we're black and we get this bucket here of history that all of us connected to, and we're not. We're not all connected to slavery. You know what I'm saying? So they make you that, right, if your tone is this, then you're all connected to slavery. And then we're supposed to pass that down to our kids.
Yeah, it's right.
That's all. It's all.
It's a brainwashing mechanism again. Same old style. But the funny thing is, the brainwashing, and it's probably more for black people, but it's on everyone nowadays, and that's what I'm saying.
But you know,
generation.
I feel like you being Bushkin can tell a different story. Your story is not of just a black man. Like your stories of Bushkin, of Heartless crew. So say like now there's Mighty Mo. He's got his stories of Mighty Mo. You know, like even though he's Turkish or whatever, you know, like when you actually check it, depending on how you live your life, is how you kind of report back. So how you was received. Yeah, yes, right. And you lot have had people screaming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a different story to a next man.
That's right. Yeah,
you can't tell a racism story in the same way that a man that
we've slipped through the net because we've been in different circles and different places.
Your life.
And we've been, we've kind of had a different enlightenment in a way. But I'm still black. I go down the road. Black. You understand? No, whoa.
You're brown.
Well, yeah,
You see? Your jumper's black. I mean, the jacket.
My jacket, yeah.
And the hat.
You understand? Well, let's say I'm still perceived. I'm still perceived as a black man. You understand? So I go down the road, whether it's Bushkin or, you understand? When the police draw me down, they, you understand, really don't care. You understand? That's the bottom line.
No, I get that.
And you go on a train or something like that, and people are gonna eat you up. You understand? They still got that stigma. You understand? Obviously, we go into different circles and people who are more fluent. You understand? They can more accept you. But to be honest with you, the stigma's there.
We got benefits, I think, and there's pros and cons to it.
To everything.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I think they're afraid of the fact that their women look at us. You know what I'm saying? So when the women are looking at us, it's not that same scared thing.
Yeah, of course.
But when the man them, they're like, oh shit.
The man in my hair.
Where is it? Where is it? I want to go back to what you said about us losing our blackness, but I want to ask you, so when the women are looking at us, what is it?
Lust.
It's lust.
They're more lustful looking at you. Like if you go to a new town.
But then, okay.
Yes.
Let's just put it on that version, innit? Like not over time. Like you go to a new town, the gal in this town will be looking at you for sexual reasons, yeah? Why? And I don't know. You got to ask them. But the man then will be looking at you like you're gonna take the gal.
Yeah. Issue, yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, let me just cover that one there. So the girls will be looking like you to fuck you, and the men will feel scared because of your possible potential
to take
what you can do. No, I forget just taking the girl to take their life, to take their food, to take their girl, to take their house, to beat them up, to do this, to shine better than them, to look better than them. It's not just one thing, it's all of that. It's all of that. But I want to ask you, because we're going back to, but I want to ask you this question now. So you said black people are sliding and stuff. So it's in context of what we're talking about now.
Yeah.
So the fact that everyone's trying to be black, and there's so many different like connotations, like you got the Turkish youths, the Chinese youth, everyone, they've got their own version of black, the version of rap, the version of this. So isn't that a part of the reason why everything's diluted? What is it to be a young black person right now? Because you've got so many people wearing their jeans down, doing certain things. Yeah. Some doing it good, some doing it better, some doing it worse. But so many people are now, you can't tell certain people nothing. Like certain races, they're rocking it up. You know, like,
they're in the culture,
Where do I go? So some of them might be just changing it. Okay, I'll do something totally out the box or whatever. And it's still speculative.
Well, sometimes when you speak how do you they tell you that you're being white. Or if you got a bit of a Cockney accent, they'll tell you you're being white.
Yeah,
you're talking white.
So this is, to me, the overall thing and the bottom line of what I think you're trying to get at, and this is where what I'm probably saying is we're losing the spirit. We've lost the spirit of a black man. You understand? Now, again, you're going to say, what's the spirit of a black man?
No, I'm not going to say that. I will say to you, I don't believe we're losing the spirit. I believe the spirits are not being shown as much as all the lost spirits are being shown, or all the other things are being shown. Anybody who's like, you're like Dr. Sebi or saying anything that's a proper grounded spirit, they'll cover that up, put it on the table. Anything that's shit, put it on top of the table. That's what I think. Do you know what I'm saying? You're promoting all the negative black thing, like you got Kanye sleeping with what's the name, having all these kids.
I think over time
it's cool to have a black child. That Cooley baby or whatever that There's so much thing. It's cool to be with black men. Black
but
people,
over time things change.
Security.
You know, like when we was younger, there wasn't that the black how we was here. We were kind of new here. I feel like the black experience here is about 60 to 70 years. It's not that as long as everyone's been saying. Like we ain't been here for over 100 years even. Like that deep how we are. Because we can remember when we were young, when there wasn't that many of us. You know, like
white people were chasing us.
That's what I'm saying. So we've watched our people. We've watched it where now in the area where you came up, where it was predominantly white, like Cali or Market, where I came up, it's predominantly black now.
Yeah,
like the youth there is now predominantly. So
people,
already that
even,
is a change.
People, look at a black person now. The black people, they go into the house, they mix race children.
I remember seeing a study saying I can't remember what year it was, but by a certain year, that the whole world would be
mixed.
Mixed. Yeah, so not black, but we all know that from you mix a little black with whatever, it's not what it was anymore. It's black. You understand? You understand? Basically, that's what they were saying, but they didn't want to outwardly say it. You understand? Because this is where it's going right now. The whole thing's a mix up.
Sometimes,
but is that a good thing?
And then you got the whole thing. Let's inject our bottoms to be like the big bottoms. Let's do our lips to be like the big lips. All these other, there's so much going on, bro.
Of course, that's right.
Go on, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
Well, I'm just this is the thing with all the mixing and whatever. Again, it's got its pros and cons. You understand? But it's just like anything. If you dilute it, and that's what I'm saying. When you dilute it, it's not as strong as it once was. It's facts. You understand? And that just goes across whether you go and get Ribena and anything else or winter. It is what it is. You understand?
Because from the concentration is
as our kids will go through less hardship than us. So a lot of like what was rooted in what we'd call, not saying it in a bad way, but the black spirit.
Yeah.
Was a lot of quote unquote oppression, a lot of like the hard life, and it was a lot of hard life connected to it. Let's just say that. You know what I'm saying? But like, as we've gone over time and we've been here, we've been able to create a different dynamic for our kids.
But this is the thing, and like again, from my upbringing, especially with my dad, you see the hardship and that stuff. Pressure makes diamonds, as they say. You understand?
100%.
This easy life for everyone living right now ain't any good. It's just like shortcuts. You understand? There's no shortcuts left. Just the easy thing. When you things are soft and stuff, it doesn't do you any favors in the long run. It actually does. It does you worse.
What kind of lifestyle you want to go in?
Yeah, but again, now the thing what they're operating with is very subliminal. The life now isn't any. The quality of life is much lower than before, and you could again things like the life expectancy of men and women are much lower than when it was before. When it was harder, people live longer. Now it's easier, they live less. You understand? Computers and stuff like that, you got sat nav and stuff like that. Your mind ain't thinking, your mind ain't sharp. Like what our time A to Z. We're going up to Huddersfield, it's A to Z. One man's you understand? That's
and if it ain't that, you stop and you'll talk to another human being. And then that's
exactly
meeting people and
communication. Right. But all these things are being lost. But like when I say it's in general, it's for black people, but it's everything's sliding. People are not communicating anymore, which means there's less love. Everything's digital. Everything's there's no touch. There's no feel. There's no. You understand?
I feel like 2020. What was good about 2020 again? It brought a lot of creative back into people, and then it brought a lot of old school back into people. Like
lockdown, and then having
lockdown. Even just like even how the parties were done. Like it was very like back in the day. Like you had to find somewhere. And,
of course.
Natural.
Yeah.
And even brought people's creative back. People started getting studio. People started doing doing all the things like that.
What they weren't finding time because again we're in the Western world and it's all about this time and we're running time or chasing everyone. You're always late. It's always 10 million things to do. But you go back to Africa, we wasn't running that. We didn't. There weren't no time. It's the sun. When the sun come up, it's time to get up. Go down. Literally. It's time to go to bed. It's simple. It's just the basic.
But this is how it should be. This is what it is.
That's life.
And it's the artificial thing is what's fucking with people.
Basically, it's from the food to everything else. It's killing man.
The hardness now, because there isn't as much hardness. What you said about it being hard for us before, we had to get on with life. Now it's not hard. Everyone's on this happy meal, delivery, whatever kind of lifestyle. They're left with just that soft center with like
no substance. It's sweet. It's just you understand.
Yeah, you got your food delivered to your door.
It's mushy.
You press the button to find out this. You did press the button.
You don't have to think. And this is why again now moving it forward to you understand couple years time, which is even not even a couple of years now. Robots are going to take over. We've seen all the movies, iRobot and all these ones, you understand? They're going to take over because men and humans are not up, you understand? And why would you even build these things? It don't make sense. You understand? You're building robots. They're going to take over soon. Everyone better get prepared. Robots are going to be...
Prepared? What do you mean prepared? Yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't see it coming. I'm happy I'm older.
It's happening. But even my dad, funny if I checked my dad, he would say, Dad, don't think it's in your time as well. You understand?
But we'll be old. Like, like what I'm saying is,
man probably get kicked out of him.
I feel for the people, but I've lived my life, and I live my life with fully open eyes.
Yeah,
like, and I watch what's going on around me. I try not to let too much shit come in.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a good human being to other people. I try to prepare my household for all these things that come in because we have been blessed. We are so blessed to have lived when we lived. Because we've seen so much different things happen.
Exactly.
Like from the old day to the new day. What we didn't see in the old day, like your dad educated you about stuff you didn't see. And then all of us had education from our elders about stuff we didn't see or know. You know what I'm saying? And we listened to that stuff.
Yeah, that's right. We took, and
then we've seen the amount of changes from manufacture to now. Let me just say that for argument's sake. The different 5p bus fares, the amount of stuff that we've seen and the evolution we've seen. Bro, like, so I'm like, all right, so what's next? Like, I can deal with it. I'm ready to deal with it.
Yeah, we're more apt. You understand?
I'm ready to deal with it.
We've been through the training. We will be like the. You understand? You remember Terminator? You got the little battalion. You understand? Of course. We are the
most versatile people, bro.
We come from a time where people didn't always want to tell their bad shit. You see, where we live in a time now where people want you to know how bad they are and the things that they've done. Yeah, and they count every little something as something. Do you get what I'm saying? If you think about, even if you're like yourself,
there's people on the road, they think that defines them.
Yeah, and there's other people that respect other people based on the stories that have been given out. But if you even knew certain people's stories, like I say, whether it's yourselves or yourselves, like even being in a position that Bushkin's in the time that where Heartless crew came out, there was a lot of gang activity. Like a lot of the gang activity happened at raves. Like majority of anything that happened that was quote unquote gangster was at a rave, and then everyone when it came down to it, everybody was with these man or looking for these man like a Heartless. Like, so you imagine having to control that.
Yeah.
Like, I remember going to Birmingham. I was in the mix.
I'm explaining to you. Like, what a lot of people will look at someone with a name as like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that guy, whatever. But you know what I mean? That guy don't have to do anything. He just turns up to maybe he turns up to the rave. And he might be cool with Bush.
The name precedes him.
Yeah, the name precedes him, but he's not doing anything. You see, like the things that when you're in the center, already you got haters, people jealous of you because you're this guy and you've got this persona, and gal them love you. So you got the haters on that level. You're being booked every year. You know how much other DJs and other people that would want that position. So other little funny negative vibes that they send your way, man, trying to do little funny things on your rave and all these different things, and just literally having bare man behind you every time you put on a rave. Like you have, and sometimes people think they can act out because it's your rave, because you're there's so many things. So when I say like one day, it's a whole other podcast or interview thing, but. These are the things that people should be, to me, wanting to get out of Bush, because it's that experience alone and controlling it, still looking like you're still young, still going in with things like after all that experience. Him, yeah, I'm saying
both look young. The black don't crack.
Young. Yeah, come on, man. But you understand what I'm saying? My thing is that all of this,
you're younger than me though.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
being put in that sense of point, it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? When you're no, it's cool. I'm just saying, being put in that.
It's a lot of pressure.
Point, it's not easy.
People don't.
But no one would even think, because you're there, just making people have fun. But at the same time, if you know what this man's probably been through, it's probably worse than like a lot of the guy that you fear the most.
Yeah,
if you got to say it.
The one thing you said that really touched.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't need to ask. I've grown up around it. I've grown up around you. I've grown up around him. So I know what things that they've gone through. That I was there. Like, I know the man them that's looking for them to do everything as well. You know that man will come.
I know.
A million people follow man out town.
Let's tell the story.
Yeah.
Listen, I remember, like I said, I remember going to Birmingham with you guys. I was on Mission FM.
Yeah, cool.
Like Swift would bung you out, that kind of thing.
I have to give Swift his flowers every time.
Yeah,
big up Swift, man.
So we even spoke about Mission FM with all of you.
We did about 3 podcasts, Bob. That is a whole era.
We could do it. Yeah,
that's a whole era.
We trying to get hold of you. Yeah,
that's a whole era.
Yeah, can't we do it?
My phone ain't working. Yeah, no.
So I remember going to Birmingham with you, or Manchester or somewhere, but just being aware of what could happen and what was going on around me and the elements that are around me, because I'm like, to want of a better thing, I'm one of the soldiers. Do you know what I'm saying? So watching everything, and we moved from the actual rave to the after parties and the house parties, and that's a potential like what
Where
you're talking about. Where the real things can start happening. If you ain't on point, you're out of town. Even if you're in town, the after parties where a lot of things is happening.
Slipping. But even in the raves, you got to think about how many venues got shut down, bro.
No, but I know, but I'm just saying, like, there was definitely potential.
No, house parties and a whole other.
No, but to me, that's after parties. It's like because it's like you said, it's later on.
House parties, bro. That's just super risky.
Yeah, of course.
So there was a lot of stuff going on. If you wasn't on point, and I've seen things go down. Like even things like you said, things that have happened to me, bruv. It's mad.
No, we've been through it, man. We've seen it, and by the grace of God, we come out the other side. You understand?
But that's why the story needs to be told. Because I feel like a lot of the time, stories are told. It's based on this gangster. And he used to do this. And he used to do that. And nowadays, he's not really doing that. And the guy is just there to tell the interview. You man are still functioning, still popular, still getting booked abroad. You understand what I'm saying? So the story of like I don't want to say gangster shit, but there's a lot of gangster shit that came with being a Heartless crew. You know what I'm saying? And whoever's around him. But people do not speak about it. Almost like, when you see man speaking the positive and vibrant lyrics, man could be talking. These drill artists ain't been through none of the things that you man have been through. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, but when man see man doing the positive thing and being positive and giving out positive vibes and making everyone feel good, I understand where it comes from. It don't come from
the truth. In them time that I'm reformed. If I see things going on, I'll walk away now.
You say you're reformed.
Fully, I'm not in it at the end.
You understand?
Wait a minute. My headphones working. We got Fawole.
No, but for real, them time there, you understand? It was.
You got more self-control, is it?
Part of the culture, and there was a lot of pressure. We're talking about the lock knife days. We're talking about the Lucas bottle days when it was bottles in the glass. You understand? These
introducing it, and that was it. When it was a Rockers, that was your thing.
That was your thing. Back pocket.
Back pocket.
But them.
Back pocket was Lucas bottle. That pocket was your rag to wipe your sweat.
We're talking about them days. Then when the flick lock knife, all of them things. It was all of that going on, and it weren't easy, and man flinging bottles after you and sound cheap. A lot of stuff, a lot of pressure. People don't. There's something you said is like what is really touching you, because sometimes it's your own friends who cause because it's your own party. Because we got the whole thing locked. They're the ones causing the trouble and making the trouble for you. You understand? It's like, it's a lot. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. Go on,
I want to change the subject, but so you finish what you're saying. I'm going to same thing, but I want to change the subject slightly.
One thing the other day I got invited to a party. It's a memorial for for Hackney man, and it's like, and I was chatting to my cousin Ferg, big up Fergie's from Hackney.
Fergie, I know.
Yeah, of course you know. He's Hackney, yes, but we've grown up like brother. I've always been over there, yes, and back and forth, yes, and not a problem. But then in that hype time, everyone's Heartless crew, North Star, you know, okay, them man are my good friends, you know, so it's part and parcel. We're rolling with them, you know, so people saying it.
Oh, so you got affiliated, man, with us,
really, literally, and we was all rolling out together. People that North Star, if you clock it, people wouldn't deep it because that made up in office in Tottenham in Millmead, you know. But then if you look at the Heartless crew logo,
same star.
It's the same star. You understand? That's the same star from North Star. You understand? It's the same thing. We're North London, and obviously we're putting North London on the map. You understand? So when I got
North London, baby,
this is us. You understand? But obviously, man, got invited to the thing the other day, and I chatted to my cousin like, boy, I don't want to go to the memorial because it was the energy. But it's like why that man is there is because of this over here. So I'm saying, boy, I don't really want to go there. And the man said, well, but man there and like, boy, it ain't really that. But it crossed my mind. It was the first thing that crossed my mind because it's like, wow, it's serious. This is life and death.
And this is what what the voice was saying about the comprehension of what goes on behind the scenes, because someone doesn't know what goes on behind the scenes. Be like, yeah, for why you go red? But there's politics in that, and you can go very
left. You don't want to, and man's gonna say, and that was that, and
even down to my, not to digress, but I remember my man. It's not totally nothing to do with you. I remember when what's name got done for a strap. Ashley Waters.
Yeah.
Like, no one knows what he was going through. Like, he had to walk with the strap of whatever was happening in his life.
Exactly,
And
around him.
He pulled it on the scaffold, but there was stuff going on that no
one
knew. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. This thing here is pressure.
No one knows what's happening. And
people
don't understand.
No one knows, but it's the and how big the people are, because you see with Heartless Crew as well, a lot of it was independent. Yeah, even when they got a deal, it still was moving independent. See, a lot of these other man, you lot got your deals with labels, so every light, when you got the shine, there was some sort of label behind you.
Yeah, we built it from the.
We was behind you.
Just about to say.
Yeah, we was behind you.
The ex-company Swiftly.
No, 100%, but that's what makes it independent.
It's all about
eyeballs. Yeah, it's teamwork. If you see my status in that point,
it was everyone's pocket. It was coming.
No, but you gotta think about it, that's still independent.
It was independent. It was independent.
The mandem is independent.
That's what it. That is what it's supposed to be. Always. Again, it's the same kind of thing. What I'm saying, where everything's getting washed out now. People are relying on them people, but them people, they don't really have any care.
And there's no love as well.
There's no love.
And we saw you come up before we put you on.
Exactly. We were still doing our thing, and then you man and bang us and took us to the next one, bust us again.
More Swifty though than anyone. I
always
have to say
Swifty.
I was doing my money was there, but that was it.
Always.
He saw the vision.
Always give it to Swifty. He
saw the vision. I can't lie about that.
Always take my hat off to him, and give him his flowers non-stop. So, but again, it was a brotherhood. It was a love. It was a family. It was a team. When we're rolling out, it was a team.
That needs to get done, innit? Yeah.
Even the Morrison brothers, like Dave Morrison and Boo Morrison and all that, you know. I'm talking about Dave with the cheek.
Yeah, of course.
They're for our generation. You know what I'm saying?
Old youth worker.
Capable of them places.
Come
on. He's a Chichi D, we could call him.
He was a team, man.
Yeah, see, yeah.
So, what was it like when you? Because I know you always known that when you first went from the house parties and radio and stuff, and you hit the stage the first time after your deal, was like, you know, like the girls are screaming, the man, because the chat's going, because the man, you got respect on the thing. What was that like the very first time? Because you can't write it, no one could see. I can't comprehend what you felt. I've been, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what it was, and like people pulling at you and because oh my God, it's Bushkin, it's Mo, like all of that. Like there's a lot that goes with that, and the man screwing you and stuff because you think you are. What was that like? What was that like?
You know what? Man had a respect prior to busting, which was a good thing. You understand? That was a good thing.
This is different though. Because right now, because I'm saying, let me say this to you, because remember, you come from where you come from. So I was around parties and stuff. No matter what I was doing, I still could see stuff.
Yeah.
So you had in your own rights, we had the respect of the road, we had the respect from the certain people. When we done raves like Cake, Cuspation, there was that thing. But when you went country, I couldn't see like people would be going crazy for you. That's a different level, bro. That's different stuff. Like people you don't like right now, it will translate to your following just exploding on the internet.
That's
100,000, 200,000 followers in no time. How did that feel? Like, forget the manner.
Huh?
Because it's like internet, you can get like fan base, blah, blah, blah.
The but I'm saying
it's different, real. This was physical.
This was from because you got props here. You get cool. We go raves. You get you know North Star. You know South people. You know us. You know you get spun. But now you're going country and people ain't just paying you. They're screaming your fucking name. Like they're mad. They're outside the hotel room.
Literally, I remember we always used to book the Hilton. It was one time
look at that. I didn't even know that.
Or every time was Hilton. Every city, and certain time we go to the Hilton and the word get around them man always in Hilton and there would be girls waiting. It's like pop star business back then. You understand? It was crazy. Like
how did it feel, bro?
Euphoria. I can just even speaking about it, I can get a piece of the feeling back now. It's great. It's almost like that, you know, like a blackout feeling. It's almost like sex where you're not in your mind. It's like
a transcendental kind of like
it's like a blackout feeling almost, like you understand. It's hard to explain, but it's a proper euphoria. Like you just feel like you're on top of the world. It's maybe like taking big drugs or something like that. It's a real euphoria where you just feel amazing, like you can do anything. Like
because no one knows you. Everyone loves you. Everyone's debating what you're saying. If people you just meet like, okay, and then when they're looking at you intensely, you know, it's a lot, bro.
Yeah, that's right.
And this is the time where they kind of exceeded, you know, like they exceeded cultures. Because when we was younger, you was either a black boy listening to hip hop, rap, R&B, or you was white, you listening to house and whatever. You see, when Heartless Crew came in, they brought everybody together. So now, not only they bring them together, when you go to a random country area, it's like they're big fans of these lot, but you know, like, this is a total different way of life. That these people that are fans of us here, you know, you're used to kind of people that you know. You know the raves that you look like you, boom, Bagley's, Camden, all of these. You know what I'm saying? You're kind of familiar with everyone in the place. You see, when you go to a different, their way of living is different. Like with proper English.
Oh yeah.
But when they're screaming for you,
no,
that's the thing.
Bushkin,
Music
man.
has
Oh my God, it's
power.
Bushkin.
Music has so much
Can I touch you? Can I touch you? Come here. Can I touch you? No, it's Bushkin. No, serious. Oh my God.
Because they're the first ones to do it. I feel like your experience is unique.
Yeah.
Because you're the first ones to actually get that love.
In that kind of thing, like in the garage house kind of thing, like, because it was like the same thing. They talk about grime and the beginning of grime and all that. Like we're saying, like I said, without the initial Heartless crew thing, not that things want to get done, you were like the NWA of this thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people come after you. A lot of people come after you, made a lot of money, made a lot of notoriety. However, you were the originator of certain things. And the fact that you had a mixed group, 2 black boys and a white boy, that helped so much, because
fundamental. Again, you mentioned that earlier, and I was gonna say it at the time, that was like, remember back then, we probably without Mo, in a way, it wouldn't have been so easy for us to slip through.
No.
He softened the group, he softened the outlet, especially with the name Heartless Crew, is that having Mo in it kind of softened it. And again, that was certain time back then, you couldn't do certain things. Not that you couldn't, but it was much harder. So we used to have to send Mo up front or make certain phone calls. It was Mo, and that was just how it was, you understand?
Yeah.
But it worked. But the solidarity within your ranks then also was a reason that people emulated with you, because you lot were brothers.
It was love. It was a unity. Exactly.
And they were all talented as well.
But you know what it is? It's the same thing I look at. You see, when it comes to British hip hop, and UK road rap, it's a different thing, innit? If you get what I'm saying. You see, like the skinny mans and then the gigs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when it comes to Heartless Crew, I feel like it's a similar thing. So there was a difference between the Inside the Venue guys. You know, like I don't know who I could give example. Like maybe even the one he mentioned, like Kai and them lot. You know, like them man would
more standard format.
Yeah, more standard format. And there was no disrespect to their thing, because their thing was the thing when we But when these man came, it was like the road rap.
Yeah, it's authentic with being who he was.
But it was like the people you appealed to. You know, like before, we never really listened to hip hop, because I don't think a lot of us could appeal to it. So it was like, we didn't listen to the British hip hop like that. You know what I'm saying? It was like,
it didn't touch, man.
It didn't really touch, man. But when we started getting the gang, I'm not saying gang, I'm not glorifying the gangs and shit. I'm saying when we started getting the gangs, and that's what Heartless Crew, they came with swag and kind of gang, like the road thing.
Because if you're in the hood, we see that stuff.
Even if you're not from the hood, you're still gonna enjoy it. For its authenticity.
But
that's what I'm saying.
You know, it's authentic.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But even those people that's not from the hood.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
They still like the style of it.
They love it.
I start saying it's authentic. That's why we like it. But then them outsiders are just like, oh, I like this. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? I just love this shit.
But
So, but I feel like, and then that's why Heartless Crew birthed a lot of what I think is grime. Like what you see in terms of man making sense with their lyrics. Because before Heartless Crew, it was bigger the ball, bigger the ball, bigger the ball, bigger the ball, about bad boy sound. You know what I mean? Okay. Man would just repeat bigger until he gets to the end, and then, do you understand what I'm saying? It's just repetitive lyrics. Repetitive. These men came with.
How did I
No, a man was saying bigger for half an hour back in the day. I remember.
Bad boy sound. And then he done something. We ain't done nothing, bro. No, but
when you're on the radio, you're a bad boy sound. You know what I mean? But all I'm saying is that these man came with the style that kind of same way that people started listening to things.
Intelligence. They came with intelligence.
Gigs, Joe Black and that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, cool.
I feel like that's what Heartless Crew was. And then Pay As You Go was like the after, like kind of, you know, like the ones that came.
Yeah. Was it Pay As You Go, Roll Deep? So Solid.
Roll Deep's further down the road, though.
Oh, you know them. Mine was, I know, Pay thing, So Solid.
Yeah.
And then the other one, my main ones was the Roll Deep and So Solid that I thought. They done a nice plagiarism of Heartless
Pay As You Go is Roll Deep is like, because Wiley's both of them.
Yeah, they're kind of
Wiley.
So Pay As You Go, and then he went into Roll Deep.
Then he went and made Roll Deep.
Yeah,
but you don't know who Roll Deep is. If I told you, name me 3 Roll Deep members, you can't do that.
I can't name no one's fucking.
But that's my point. I'm saying, even with that Pay As You Go, name me all of their members. Just like
the fuck Pay As You Go.
But this is what I'm saying. So this is the
You're
difference.
by yourself, man, because you know it was Team Heartless.
No. Do you know who I know? I tell you who I fucking know, bro. I tell you exactly what I know. I know
Wiley.
you guy.
Yeah.
I know of Wiley, but I don't really know Wiley like that. But I know who he is to the industry
Yeah.
stuff. But Wiley, but if I was to call names, his name wouldn't be the first one I call. It would be like you guys. Then they'll probably be Dizzy Rascal. Then they'll probably be like someone like Harvey, Mega Man, Ashley Waters, or Romeo.
But
Those are the
that's
names I
just-
know. Those are the names I know.
Yeah, but
that I
that's
know.
because the rest of them are pop.
Yeah, those are the ones I know. And then
Pop music.
sorry, Oxide and Neutrino, because they've done their own thing.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
But
And
pop
then
music
those are the
again.
ones I know.
Yeah, that's
Pop
right.
music again.
They
Everyone they say
but,
pop
yeah,
music.
They
But
burst.
Dayman wasn't pop music.
Yeah, they
I know.
burst in a way.
But it's
That's
like
it.
when you hear the
I think
I was so happy when they started fucking making tracks, bro.
Of course.
I was so fucking happy. I was
To this
happy.
day, they don't again, my thing is they're the most, I can actually say this, yeah. I feel like they're the most famous thing that's come out of this country consistently.
The fuck out
They're
of
the most
here,
popular
man. You're
thing
sitting,
that's
how
come
can you
out.
be sitting here on IO Fawole's podcast saying that these guys are the most famous thing out of London?
Yeah, they're the most popular group, yeah, that's ever
Okay,
came.
say that. So don't say the most famous
Even individually, Bushkin go, but he did the female skanker thing by himself.
But I'm IO Fawole, bro.
Don't do that, man. You must know these
I'm
things.
fucking around.
Yeah,
You're not fucking around. Fucking around. Don't do
Yeah,
that,
This is why I'm saying this is why our community, bro. Our community. If we don't give the flowers to who deserves them, yeah.
You're a fan,
Of
bro.
course I'm a
I
fan.
love you now, bro.
I know, but we're
fans
brother
of
as
each
well.
other.
Yeah.
We're fans of each other, but the same way I'm always gonna hate up you, man.
Let me get
Swifty,
him, right?
I'm a study on this thing. I study the thing, you know what I'm saying? I study the thing. So I'm saying who else has had what they've had, been able to perform consistently, yeah, and still popular, still make money. Who?
And there's more to come. That's
Put it on the
you know
table
what?
for me.
There's more to come. That's the best thing.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, of course, but it ain't over. This, you know what, Bob? I say it all the time.
It ain't over till
It ain't over till it's over. But you know, trust me.
You have to be
know
proud
what,
of our brothers.
There's work to be done. Like we're saying about the culture and us letting go of ourselves in the way and the slipping and the sliding. We have to band together. There's work to be done. That's why people say, well, you still look young. You're out there, you're hyping. I don't know how you do it. Well, you know why? Because there's work to be done. I'm not satisfied yet. There's so much more to be done.
Just for inspiration for the younger generation, like we need to shine lights on the people that have had longevity. Because I feel like in our community, we shine a lot of lights on hype.
Yeah. That's
and
right.
if we're always shining lights on hype is short lived.
Hype goes and comes.
And it's like if everybody's like not understanding, like you have to start studying certain people's thing.
Yeah,
if they've been there
and work out
over
the
20, 30 years, cause like you know, like you got to start studying them man there's thing. Like doesn't matter whether you want to get the whatever ratings or whatever. You have to get certain ratings and you have to study it. You know what I'm saying? Because this is coming before social media. This is all, but you're still surviving in that generation as well.
That's
Come on,
right.
bro.
Now, man, God is good.
Amen.
You understand? And man come from good stock. You understand? And again, it's these fruitful things. You understand? This is energy. You understand? This is going to propel man again. This live talks. It's building. You understand?
Another 2 episodes, bro.
No,
you got another 2 episodes to come.
What's that?
You got another 2 episodes.
Oh, well,
you got an episode
5
on.
Put me down for 5.
5.
Man.
Okay, 5.
I'm here, Baba. You might come and co-host with me.
Recurring.
Even the
this is not that big, you know.
They say that one.
Y'all come on your show.
The new sheriff is down now.
Yeah, his name's not Reggie Hammond. His name's Reggie Hammond. Man.
No, it's
like,
love. It's love, cuz.
Have you ever been like majorly embarrassed by the attention by females, males, or whatever? When I say majorly embarrassed, I mean like got bashful. It's just too much. So you just like, oh, come on, man, allow it. You're like the people have really stuck it on you, and if so, I want you to tell me.
Embarrassed or overwhelmed?
Overwhelmed. That's what I mean. Like,
you know
that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
It's weird. I'm overwhelmed all the time. All the time. Even if you're saying certain things, you probably can relay certain my reaction. Some men are gonna gloat in it and like, oh, and lap it up. Like a lot of time, majority of the time, people will like sing man's praises and saying this, that, and other, and I'm like, oh, it gives me that the cringe feeling. Like you know, and much as you see me out there, and I love the hype and I love the stage and all the attention. There's a part of me that like. I'm very humble. My mum always tell me, keep your feet on the ground, you understand? Keep manners don't cost a thing, you understand? Manners are free. These are things that are foundation in me. So sometimes when I'm even like if I'm with a girl and they want to do everything, and I'm like, nah, it just makes me feel a bit cringe. You understand?
What do you mean when you say that?
Like
trying to get to
you know what? It's like say, man,
away.
eat a food. You want to take the plate? Like, no, I'll take my own plate. Oh, you want to run about? You want to do this? I'm like, nah. So sometimes it makes me like, nah. It's too much.
Can I wash your feet, Bushkin?
It's too much. It's too. Sometimes it's too much for me. You understand? And that's like right across the board. You understand? And sometimes I think to myself, no, you should, but it's just like I would have to force myself to be a different person who I'm not. You understand? So a lot of time, man, out and I'm getting all the I went this, that, and I went where, and I'm like, oh man, allow me, like it's what you understand.
Yeah, you just want to just be out or just be another human being, just there.
Because this is not this is how we you understand. This is man. From what days it was never really that.
This is what we do. Is what you do.
So man's always overwhelmed, and again, at certain times when it is almost embarrassing, you understand? Like, oh my, allow me, like.
Have you ever been underwhelmed?
No, not really.
You're not playing tonight. Yeah, he just said,
Not really. You know what is it? It's weird because and this is my dad. My dad, he's very hard to please. No matter what I would do, he's but or this or you should have done that. If I could lock down like North London, or you should have locked down England. Is that? So again, when like certain things happen, or like we go places and we're not given a certain reception, I always say to them, you know what, we got work to do. We got work to do. Anytime it's not what it's, we got work to do. The other day we stayed first. This is the first. I'll give it to you on this podcast because only our inner circle know. We went and played in country, and we got put. It's the worst hotel man I ever stayed in. It's one even hotel. It was like a dormitory, like a university dormitory, but there was also like part of it doing as a hotel, but it was like a slim bed, like maybe like there to there. One, like university dormitory thing. I've never gone to university, so I don't even know what it's like. But it reminded me of like a Persian. It looked like a Persian kind of self. It was that. And man went there, and one of the man who not even in the crew, the internet affiliate was like, and I was like, you know what? There's work to be done. That's all that means. There's work to be done. You understand?
Do something about it.
Of course, when we get to a certain level, that would not be even an option. It shouldn't have been, you understand? But it was and it happened. We had to stay.
That kind of thing when you get to certain levels, you be like, I'll turn around, go back out the door.
Yeah, but again,
certain levels.
Yeah, that's it. When you get to, but arguably, yes, we are at the level. You understand? Because the whole, I've stayed in all the top hotels around the world. You understand? But then again, I've also stayed in, except in my car in Jamaica. So it don't make that much into me. I'm humble in that fact, but the man put us in there. I said, okay, cool. I did cuss him off, don't get me wrong. But I said to the team, there's work to be done. That's all it means. We're not big enough yet.
Why did you sleep in your car in Jamaica?
Yeah, it's a weird one. I was like at my grand's house, but I was staying at Miss Hammond's. Fun, it's Barry
Hammond, yeah.
It's his sister, but his sister, my grand, she's actually died now as well. They're
rest in peace.
Good, they're good friends. So I left. She's in Kingston, and our family home's Ultra Rice. So I've gone up there, you understand, to stay there. But she's funny, you understand. She don't want to let man out late. Obviously, because I'm coming from my grand, and it's one of them, it's Kingston, so they're like, you understand. So I've gone out, and I could have gone back there, you understand. But if I go back there late, it's old.
Respect. So is that respect?
Yeah. So I say, you know what? Let me just sleep in the car. I've stayed out all night anyway. You understand? And they get up early in the morning anyway. So I said, you know what? I just sleep in the car rather than me going there, go there late at night and they should tell my grand and it's one bag of loot. Let's ease in the car and just make it work. So it's nothing to me. It's nothing. But all it shows me is there's work to be done. And if I go somewhere and they don't know, I'm not one of the people that, well, you should know who man is, or don't you know who man is? That to me is odorous. When I hear people do them things, I might not say nothing.
It's odorous.
Odorous. It stinks. You understand?
Odorous.
Yeah. When I hear people do them kind of, well, you don't know, man. Yeah, brother, come on, free.
I hate that.
It's odorous.
Yeah. To me, that's, you understand? I'm like, okay, cool. If you don't know, I ain't saying that. That means there's work to be done. You understand? And that's all it is. And that's why man are rolling out. You understand? There's a lot of work to be done, but we've got a lot to do. A lot of building back, and you understand, to get back to where we was, and then we need to exceed that position.
So what kind of stuff can we expect from you?
Well, I've set up the UK's #1 independent black record label, and I'm using the word black, you understand, in my tagline, you understand. Obviously, I don't have to, you understand, but I want to use the word black, you understand, for an upliftment basis and to make us proud, because a lot of time when you hear black, it's negative. You understand? When you hear the word black, and again, as we spoke earlier, like we're not even black, but again, this is the generalization. This is what people attach and
people identify with. They know it.
Yeah,
I feel like black and white are names of cultures rather than names of people's skin colors.
Yes, but
you know what I mean? Because you can have white culture and you can have black culture. So that's why I still use the word black when I'm talking about it. Because it kind of refers to the culture, innit?
Yeah, and this is what I want to, you understand, when people hear the word black and think of the culture, I want it to be uplifting. So you're going to think of Bush Special Recordings, UK's #1 independent black record label. You think of vibes, you think of love, you think of unity. And
I don't mean you ain't got no white artist on the label. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Again, it's nothing to do with excluding white people. It's nothing about that. It's love. My slogan, my WhatsApp, and it's love over everything. That's my hashtag. You understand? Love over everything. But we're black. Charity starts home. Everyone's going to tell you that. You understand? Charity starts at home. So what we're going to do, and at the end of the day, if we're to be honest, black people are at a deficit right now because of what's happened in the past. You understand? It's not we have, you understand? So we need to build ourselves up. No one can't wrong us for that. And every culture does it. And you understand? But when other people do it, it's not a problem. Like Chinatown, no one's got a problem with Chinatown. But if you say Blacktown, you know it's going to be a bag of police up there.
Because if it doesn't say, if it says Jamaica Town or
Nigeria Town, even then,
find a way to fuck about.
Even then, it's still gonna have a stigma.
Saying, like,
it's shabby.
Until we like realize that the more they shove us all into that thing, we're not even looking at our nationalities, because different nationalities are doing well in different ways. Like you see, like even let's say the Ethiopians. Ethiopians are doing very well.
Do you know something I found out the other day? That I don't know if it's well, it'll be a wanker if I get it wrong, but Ethiopians are the only ones that never got conquered. Is that right?
Ethiopia.
They're the only ones.
Haiti never got conquered as well.
No, but Haiti had slaves coming in there from other places.
Yeah.
But Ethiopians, like, you know, like they came to, no one's conquered Ethiopia. Like they've gone to that country, that country. But they used
Bible's the oldest one. That's why you got.
Yeah, no one's conquered them. Like, I saw something the other day.
Ethiopian Orthodox.
And it showed like that. It said that when they used to go to war, they used to use all the animals as well. Like the eagles, the cheetahs. I just read something. The spiritual thing. Yeah, cool. But like no one's conquered that country. Other places have been conquered, colonialized, and then this to and fro. But no one in history. And people have come there to do it.
Yeah, but of course they're working with the spirits and the ancestors and all the rest of it. And they say we're out of touch with this. Remember, we're spiritual people. We're out of touch with these things. But again, music.
I don't think we are. I just think we're out of touch with how being able to identify certain things.
Yeah,
that's what I'm. Go on.
Well, you know what? There's basics, from like the food, you understand? The food we eat, you understand? It's just these things here lessen our, you understand? The toothpaste.
Okay, cool. But I hear all this stuff. What I'm saying to you is, we're having moments of amazingness, moments of what we do, like whatever it may be. It might be within this conversation we have together. It may be something that you create, a conversation you have with me or with another person. It may be with something you do on the street. But we're having these moments of stuff, but we're not identifying them for what they need to be identified as. Like they're the regal things, they're the things that come out of you. Your shakas are in the line. There's a reason that people are drawn to you. It's a reason people are drawn to you. There's a reason people are drawn to me. We don't know what shines we're putting out. You know, babies can see different things.
That's
so
right.
What I'm saying is, we've still got these things, but we're not identifying them, or we don't know how to call them, or our shaman, or the people that can tell us, you're now shining, they're not here.
But ultimately, we're not utilizing the powers that we've got properly.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's what, again, if we agree on that, that's kind of what I'm saying. You understand? We're not really, we're not
disagree slightly. Because you're winning. For some people looking at you're winning.
Yes,
even coming back, you're not working, you work for yourself, bro. And that's utilizing your power, bro.
Yes, but again, it's not by fluke or accident. I'm very conscious about what I eat. I'm very conscious where I go, what I say. I'm doing these things.
There's an example there, though. That's what I'm saying.
I'm doing them, but you said...
So don't say we then. Say some people.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? Because say something, because then you're changing the narrative, because you're, by definition, you're an example of people that ain't
that. It needs to go.
Yeah. But if I sit down now without the cameras on and we start talking, or someone just wants to talk to you and get into your brain, the amount of benefit they could get from your knowledge and everything, it's there, bro. Even that what you just done there. That's powerful, bro.
Individual thing.
So it's some people, let's say some people.
Fair enough.
Or some of our people.
Some of our people, That's more of a generalization. Yeah, you're right.
We can like people based on tribe, you know, like based on how people make you feel. based on how people think. I feel like that's more of how cultures are built. Cultures are like, let's just say Gothic, for instance. You know what I mean? The Gothic, doesn't matter what color you are, you're in the Goth world, isn't it? Yeah. Or rock and roll, or you know what I'm saying? That we create our communities through our likes. You know what I mean? So like again, there's a Heartless crew community, there's a poem community.
Yeah, wine drinking community.
That's how communities
dog walking communities.
Yeah, and then again, if we have a child with someone, like say if I have a child with a white woman, and then our child has another child with another white person, that means my lineage is white. But how could that's only 2 moves? That's only like my grandchild will be fully white if the moves went that way. So to me, that's the way they try to make us look like, it would like the transition of going from that color to that color would be like 100 years or something. That's not the state. That's not the truth, because really and truly,
what washed out.
Yeah, we could change quote unquote color in 2 moves. So how much what are you really fighting for? How do you know you're not related to the slave master?
Well, yeah.
You know, you don't need to give out reparations. Let's check who's related to who. You know, and then tell them to pay these people. You know, how do you know the slave masters weren't the Moors?
Yeah, no,
because they were ruling Europe.
So yeah,
you know what I mean. So I'm just saying we can go all day, but you know, my thing is we can't take on things, because if we actually deeply go into history, like the Slavs were the first slaves. That's why it's even Slavs, the Yugoslavians. They used to take so many slaves from Yugoslavia that they just were called Slavs, but now they changed it to slaves. So slavery actually started here in Europe. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? So when you hear that slavery started in Europe, and then you check who ran Europe them time, you start hearing the Moors. So how about maybe we slaved them? But we don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Half of the history we're taking, if you really go deep into it.
That's such an interesting point. Because I do know everything they flip round and it's all backwards.
Thank you.
Understand? So
thank you.
Yeah. Very, very good point.
I mean? So we can't hold on to nothing. We just have to know that, you see, like things like you lot have done, I think they try to downplay things like that. You know what I'm saying? Things like those things are, if people could look towards success stories, and that means the people at the long run of it, 20 years later, can still do the same. That's a success. Yeah. You never need to get back in the same positions or anything, because you've already gone to the peak of the mountain. It's just now there's another peak of another mountain. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Maintenance.
Keep climbing.
Yeah, that's right. Maintenance is always the hardest thing anyway. It's easy to get it, but to maintain it.
Maintain it.
Yeah. That's where
even life maintenance.
Yeah. That's the trick. And again, you were saying some stuff earlier about the pressures. And this is why nowadays, it was always there, but now they've tagged it up more strongly with this mental health thing, and everything's mental health.
Yeah.
Everything's mental health these days.
Everything.
It's been going on from a long time. You understand? Especially as an artist, you got a bag of people around you. Everyone wants something. You got to do this. This one wants money. That person might want to try and extort you. You want this. You got gal on you. You got baby mother. This.
Exactly.
There's so much pressure, and you still got to write your lyrics. Turn up at a rave. If you're shit, people, they want to stone you or bottle you. They don't care what's going on in the back end of your life. All they want is you to turn up and shell down the performance. If you don't, boy, my man's washed away. And that's why a lot of these artists are fading. They're dropping, and
because they're not entertainers as well.
Yeah, it's hard.
Entertainers. You got the bars, but you're entertainers. Like
that's a different. That's right. There's a
different cloth.
That's gonna give you some of my vibe.
Yeah, that's it's a different thing, because there's MC and the studio.
You remind me of Elephant Man in a way. Like I always compared you like the Elephant Man because of your hair and the vibes.
I always say there's studio, man. There's man who's brilliant in studio, you understand? There's man who can perform and entertain, you understand? There's MC, there's different things.
And that's just lyrical.
Yeah, lyrical. Some man
like, can't really perform.
They can't perform. It's boring after a while, you understand?
After the first tune.
Yeah, man, that's a lot.
No, but these things have to be highlighted. I feel like that's the point of us having this conversation. So when like the things, the qualities that we have, and the qualities of things that have been maintained and sustained over years, I feel like those are the things that are not highlighted. So someone could say, yeah, your communities don't really not, you know what I'm saying? But we're not, the names I'd pull out names like Bushkins, you know what I'm saying? Like look at these people that has been going on for and who have been entertaining us. Who are the main people that's entertained us as a culture and a city for over 20 years? Who are our homegrown people? And then so the people that we'll mention are sometimes the people that run the raves, not actually got a hit song out, bro.
Yeah.
So
that's the truth.
We're not looking at probably that hit song guy. We probably can't even remember half of their names.
Yeah, that's the truth.
You know what I'm saying?
Come and go. That's
come and go. You're not performing, and they can't perform.
Lonia, yeah, remember?
Lonia, I don't know the name. I said Lonia.
Oh yeah, Lonia.
Yeah, he had a good song.
Big track.
He booked me for DJing a couple years ago. Yeah. And I'm not even.
That's the truth. That is the truth. Still, man. Enough, man. Maintenance, man.
Maintenance, man.
Yeah, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. With the pressures out there and the pressure of life, just getting up and
life. Yeah,
that's right. Just getting up and living life without being in the music industry, is tough work.
Staying consistent with all the trials and tribulations that are thrown at you.
Yeah,
staying up, standing strong,
and also not taking when you've got, because you got to remember, if they imagine they all started being like, we got these man behind us, and started being an arsehole about it.
Some people do that.
These man was never like that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when they're going,
nah. You know what? What I would say for these lot, like, sorry to do that for these lot. If we wasn't there, they was still going on with what they was going on with. They was going on. I'm
saying a lot of man. I'm saying, you see artists, yeah, because you know I work with a lot of artists. When they got certain man behind them, bro,
they start going.
Their whole attitude changes.
What I was saying, their balls is already big. Whether we was there or not, their balls are big.
No, but I'm not denying it. I'm saying even when, so forget the man behind them. The fact that they was famous, they were still working with the youths. They were working with us lot when we was.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. No, I know exactly
even
what you're saying.
Wherever peak they went to, always had some sort of hand in with the youth.
But
so I can give you any angle. I'm not just saying it for no reason.
No,
I'm trying to show the things.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
That's a blueprint to be followed, though.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's real.
You know what I'm saying? Stay grounded, because when you even get popular and you don't floss on the people or go on like you're too big for the people, they're still gonna be there. But just the karma, the spiritual karma of it.
But it's just old school thing. Higher monkey climb, you understand? You more exposed you are, you understand? So
1 minute. You better say that again.
The higher the monkey climb, the more exposed, you understand?
Yeah.
But again, you know, one thing my dad told me, what was very, very pivotal to me,
I love this.
Never leave the ghetto. That's what my dad told me. Don't leave the ghetto, you understand? Always keep one foot. Because, you know, you can go all the way up there. Some people do it. It happened to Dizzy. Luckily, he kind of come around, and even Chip as well. But they kind of come back home. But they left out, went with all the bright lights and the stars and whatever. And then remember, they kind of turned their back on the scene with bust them, and the scene said, no, guys, not feeling you again, you understand? And you understand, if the scene turned their back on you, luckily them man kind of weave their way back in. But a lot of people, you understand, they turn their back on the foundation. You understand? You understand?
That's why
it's a great thing, did you think?
In a way, luckily he's big enough that he probably doesn't make that much difference for him. You understand? But one good thing with us, man, my dad said it from, we can go everywhere, south, east, north, we go all over the place, and it's just love. Yeah, it's 99% of the time, it's just love we getting shown. You understand?
You lot's things part of a lot of our generation's DNA.
Yeah, history.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. History. And when I say DNA, I'm talking about the bars, the vibes, just the word Heartless crew. You know, like, certain raves just Heartless rave, innit?
Yeah.
With bare man on the fucking list.
And
people just call it a Heartless rave, you know what I mean? It might not even be their rave.
People used to get very upset about that. Very upset about that. No, I'm right here, bro. What do you mean? I'm spinning what? What, bro? Like, people used to go, I like saying that, you know, like working on mission.
Yeah, the DJ, the boss.
Some people, you spoke about Swift, my people, my brother. So you already know you was one of his favorites. That. There was a lot of
of course. I remember sometimes you have to put us further down or whatever because of the bad mind of the way other people say, wow, you used to say, wow. But it's weird. I big up Swift to the T. Swift made me drive my first big BM. All of them things there, like.
Man.
I remember in the morning, Swift used to come to my baby mother's, pick me up and say, yo, you drive. And he have his courtesy and would drive up and down and make me do training. Again, just good stock, man. Man, really, really, really good. I have a big up Swifty, man. Maybe make some calls and say, this, that, and the other. And little bits and bobs, but just training, man.
Come on.
Love, good, man.
I want to give you. We've got some time left, but not much time left. I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask some questions. If you want to ask some questions, or I can grill you with some questions from the book. It's your choice. These are just general questions from the book that everyone will get that comes on the show. Like, I might get through all of them, I might just ask a few of them, but some of them you've already covered, like the best advice you've ever had, the worst advice you've ever had, and stuff like that. But it's just random questions like that in here.
Yeah, I'll go
for the book.
Yeah, some of them.
Cool. What's the worst thing you've ever seen?
Good question. I've never.
We can go back to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might have to come back.
What's your favorite quote?
It's always a price to pay. My mum told me that one.
Yeah, I like that. Your advice to your younger self.
I was very, very headstrong, but there was a time when I lost my headstrongness, and I don't know if it served me well or not. The entire I kind of went round, and I was humbled. I was very humble, but at the same time, I listened to outside influences. But probably had I just done what I was doing, it would have been a complete different thing. But it's one of them toss-ups. You understand?
You learn.
I learned, and I took the humble road, and it made me who I am now. If I had gone down the headstrong road and maybe got everything what I'm still gonna get, then it might end up in misery. You understand? So that's a good question, but yeah,
okay.
I'm in the middle with that one.
Okay. If you're a color, what color would you be and why?
I like red.
Same as the last fella.
I like red. That's my lyrics. Red's a sign of danger, but I don't know if I like it because it's a sign of danger. But I just like red still.
All right. Tell me something about you nobody knows. Okay, I'm gonna keep going as well, but you can think of the answer.
I have to think.
So I'll leave you to think. I want to hear that. The way you think, I like the silence.
Yeah, that's one thing I learned. A lot of people ask questions and people just answer straight away, but to me, I think you think you understand, know what you're saying, and connect your heart and your mind. So I like to think things through.
Let's get off the camera 1 second. Get off the camera 1 second. That's to think things through. Connect your heart and connect your mind. Gems, bro. Gems. Please.
What about hidden genre of music that you listen to that no one knows you listen to?
That's interesting. I like Adele. I listen to a lot of them kind of pop ballads and some weird type of music. Couple rock, rock tunes that I like.
Like what?
I just know them on the internet still. But I do listen to a bit of weird music here and there. You understand?
Yeah, different music.
Yeah.
If you had one wish, what would it be?
I'd wish for a million wishes.
I always said that. I would wish for more wishes.
I'll leave you. I can't say. I'm not going to say you can't do that. I'll leave you with that. The afterlife. Do you believe in it? And if you do, what do you think it would be like?
I'd like to believe in it. I don't know if I actually believe in it, but I definitely like to believe in it. You know, that picture of heaven with everyone, and there's no trouble, there's no murder, it's just love, and it's just everyone living forever. You understand? That would be
peacefully. That's
perfect and peaceful.
If you could, would you haunt anyone?
Yeah.
In an apocalyptic world, would you want to survive and go on living, or die in a disaster?
Survivor, man. I gotta go on. I want to see what's next.
You see, you got some quick answers here because you know definitively what you want to do. How would you describe yourself?
Fun, loving, energetic, calm, but hype, positive.
Like that. Calm but hype.
Thoughtful.
Loyal?
Low, yeah, low.
I'd call you loyal.
Yeah, low. Passionate, still, yeah, low. Yeah, man.
Confident as well.
Confident, yeah,
You're
man.
Very confident.
Happy. Yeah. Happy is the one that sums it. I'm very grateful, yeah. Them words, yeah, man. Them words.
I don't feel like someone can be happy without being grateful.
Yeah, they go hand in hand. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. They go hand in hand.
Okay, how do you see the world through your eyes?
I'm a positive person, so I see as good but could be better. But it's a glass half full kind of thing.
Empty, yeah.
It's a half full. And yeah, you know what? Certain time I get up and I'm happy. I'm great. I'm grateful. I'm happy that I'm living and I'm alive. And I see it. It's perception, but because of that, I see it in a good place.
Is that solely because of your energy, your attitude, your outlook on life, or is it combined with a lot of the things you've seen and how you know the world can be, and you know you're not in that, so you're happy? Because my happiness comes from an awareness of how dark it can be, but I'm not in darkness at the moment. Like, not that I can, if may go very well, go back to darkness, or whatever, but I'm not in darkness right now, and there's something to be grateful for that. And happy with that. I haven't got £1 million, but I've got my freedom and my health, and I can breathe oxygen. And no one can't. And and I'm happy,
that's
bro.
More than money.
I've had piles of money, and I haven't been as happy as I am right now.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's funny enough. I was speaking to someone the other day, and they were saying all certain things what was going on, and I was like, "Wow, that's not my reality," you know. Like, So I said,
under it, bro.
Yeah, but a lot of people I speak to are under pressure. Life is hard.
Yeah.
It's perception. It's like your own reality. So it's not my reality, but it is a reality to certain people. So my outlook's just kind of different.
Even elaborating on that perception, because for me, like, because of the way you think, you're quite enlightening. You're happy with stuff. I know how I think and feel about stuff. Some of the things that the people are worried and stressing about, they don't even need to be stressed. It's just you just got to let it go.
Exactly.
That's why people can't look at other people's qualities, because they're so
caught
up in negativity, and then they look at you and you're not. You're not caught up in
negativity. Exactly.
Then they start getting vexed.
Yeah, because misery loves company. That's the thing. Misery loves company. So them people, what do you think they're happy with them?
You're so happy, you shouldn't be.
Yeah. Why they're unhappy?
Up in the world. You're like, what in the world? Like,
Why? I'm in the world. I make you right.
Yeah, and that's why, because they don't like. Why are you so happy? Why are you exuding all this good energy?
Pissed that you're happy.
Yeah, and then they're like, and then people get vexed at you because you love what you do. Well, you love what you do.
Yeah.
I don't love.
They're in a bad. Yeah, that's right. They're in a bad way. Yeah, it's not my problem. That's a you problem, right there. Yeah.
You should be just as miserable as I am.
Look at him like, what do you want me to do?
Misery love company, man. Misery love company.
Go back to that something. No, we've got to something no one knows. The worst thing you've ever seen. Is there something we missed? Worst thing you've ever seen? And did you pick a colour? You picked the colour was red.
The colour, yeah.
That was red.
Yeah. Music was kind of went on the setting.
Advice to younger self as well would be. No, you said that.
Yeah, I did say it. Yeah, that's right.
So the worst. Huh? Oh yeah. If you was an animal, thank you, sir. Why don't you go and answer the question?
Big Mac.
I mean.
Yeah, no, it's all right. We can hear your voice. She's speaking the diaphragm, sir. I know he's projecting it, not really. It's the wizard. Answer the question now, please.
Animal. I ain't never asked for that. It's a good question.
The dreads kind of force you into an answer.
You know what I was actually gonna say? There's the lion, but I was actually thinking of a cat. You know, cats up there. They're out and about. They're in. They're out. They see a lot of things.
They do that thing, bro.
Yeah, lion's a big cat, man.
Lion's a big cat. Yeah,
little cats.
Little cat. Yeah, that's right.
Got a cat at home right now.
The little them cats. They're interacting more with.
But they're not loyal. They're mischievous. Yeah, they'll piss up your whole yard.
No, they don't.
No, then it depends what kind of cat.
Just does his stuff in the litter tray and that's it.
Yeah, it depends what kind of cat.
Spray. That spray? I got his nuts chopped off.
Oh.
Yeah, again, it depends what kind of bringing them back.
Spraying in my house.
I don't know much. I don't really like pets anyway, but that's the first thing that comes to my mind, because I see we've got a cat in the house and I see how it operates. It's never pissed in the house yet, you understand?
And it does his own thing.
It does his own very free spirited. Goes out, come at night, you understand?
Our was a house cat.
Your man's a house cat.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You see cats
let them get out
down the road. Like you see cats on the road. Like you be walking, cat be walking. He'll look at you.
I know they're
yeah, exactly. You know, it's like they're thinking.
I don't know where you live. Or not, but it's out there, middle of the night, looking and trying to defend himself.
Yeah,
I'm impressed how bad cats are. If I look on the internet, like I've got my cat, I love my cat, but I've seen cats take on animals like.
They can
No,
squat.
they're
quick. Exactly.
My goodness.
Their family is different.
Exactly. Their lineage. Exactly.
The big ones are like, these ones are like.
But there's so many. There's so many like levels of cats. You know, they've even got the jungle cats.
Yeah.
Like cats, like the cats that we got. They're just wild cats.
Is it?
Yeah.
There's some big cats as well. I don't know what they're called. Someone told me there's cats like this.
What?
People have as pets now.
The wild cats are mad. They look exactly like a little cat. You'll be there like, come and fuck
you up. Fuck you up quickly.
I don't even know about that. But yeah, cat. I think you understand cats. Yeah,
it's a good one.
I like their reflexes as well.
Yeah, they're rapid, man. They can jump. Yeah, man.
The reflex is just mad.
Definitely on their own thing.
Yeah,
that's how you don't care about nobody. You just want your food.
That's what I like. The free spiritedness. You understand? I love that.
Where we go? Tell me something about you now. What's your biggest inspiration?
My mum it definitely inspired me, and my dad. I'd have to say my dad. Lyrically and musically, I was inspired a lot by Ninja Man. Tiger. They're from Jamaica. People might not know them. Stone Love Sound System.
Go on.
And always have to pay homage to MC Shabba. MC Shabba. Yeah, over here. MC Shabba over here. Shabba.
He's
the
white guy,
Liverpool White. Shabba.
He's about.
Of course, fine. We're doing Shabba's 30-year party coming up soon.
Yeah. Make sure I get guests. I want to come back.
Come on, man. The doors are wide open, man. Can't say no to you, man. But yeah, Shabba with a big inspiration. When I was writing lyrics back in the days, he was a man I was listening to, and that was a time. Steve Hyper was there, rest in peace. Hyper was at the #1 jungle MC at the time, and arguably is. But to me, Shabba was my favorite. He was my preferred one because Shabba was rough around the edges.
Yeah.
You understand? He was fun. He was like, he had the lyrical thing, but he was a bit loose with it. You understand? And if you know my style of MCing, again, it's not everything's on time, not everything's on beat. I'm a bit rough around it. His vibes, it's fun. And that, in a way, I got from MC Shabba still. So yeah, he was a very big inspiration to me still.
What's the, for the fans, how was your relationship grown between you, Fonty, and Mo over the years? Like, because like no one, like James says, like being in a band, the collective, whatever, you know, everyone, things happen over a span of life. You've been together for a long time. Like certain people, we've seen bands disband and get back together and so on and so forth, and that friendship's been. But because your thing wasn't based around the music, it was based around the friendship primarily. Like, what has that been like, that journey? Because we've had kids, you've had partners, you've had this. I remember meeting you as well. Because as I was saying, I remember seeing them out in Greece one year. And that was one of the best holidays I've had on. I went out there, like, I was practically my own, but I had fun with you. And I slicked them, and I was with you all the time. But I saw a different side to them that I wasn't aware of before. And I'd known you for years.
Yes, right.
Like, for at least 10, 15 years before that. We was running the raves with them and doing all sorts of interacting on a daily basis. But I got to know, primarily, I got to know you. You spoke a lot Fonty, but no Fonty.
Okay,
see, Mo hung out. There's stuff about Fonty I didn't know until that holiday. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was more with you and Mo talking wise.
He's kind of more quiet. He's not actually quiet, but
no, Fonty's not quiet, bro.
He comes across a lot of
quiet.
people.
If you don't know, you think he's quiet.
Yeah,
that's right. I saw Fonty doing that holiday. Like I said, what? This ain't Fonty. What? Fonty's outgoing, like, no, he's his own right. Like, I thought he was just, you know, like the DJ, but just quiet. Fully outgoing, bro. I didn't know him, but I'm saying, sorry, let me go back to my original question. What has the relationship been like with you guys over the years, and how have you stayed together as friends and stuff? Because money, fame, certain things, even life and time, girls push people apart.
Definitely, man.
But you are still together, so as far as I know, for the outward eye, solidly together.
Yeah. I mean, it ain't been an easy road. Myself, it's weird. We just like any group, like me and Mo have a lot in common, and we'll get on mad. Mo and Fonty will have their little beefs. Then you got me and Mo will have our little beef. Fonty and Mo, primarily Fonty and Mo are very, very, very similar. I'm the odd one out. I'm an air sign, and them man are water. So them man are much more emotional. Me, I'm quite practical.
I get it.
Fundamentally, them man are the same. A lot of time I'm like, and I'm at air and I'm up in the clouds. And them man are like, nah, they agree, you understand, with each other and disagree with a lot of the bullshit I'm doing with. But then me and Mo have got our little relationship, And then you understand, me and Fonte got a little thing. It's weird. It's a weird one.
On the outside, it just looks like Bushkin's running things.
No, because you're the loudest.
I'm the most.
No, it's not just the loudest.
You know what?
I'm the most outgoing, flamboyant.
Yeah, he's running it then.
Yeah, you know what? It's
no, but Machine can't run without letting everyone
plays a part
because the Machine went away and did his own thing, and it still did his own thing. But the Machine.
Yeah.
Him.
You know what it is?
He's got
probably the more
records,
driven
female skanker.
You understand? Everyone's got their dream. I'm just probably the most driven. General Heartless Crew was my idea at the beginning anyway. You understand? It was my dream and my baby. So what he's saying does make sense to a point, but at the same point, teamwork makes a dream work. You understand? Not to say that.
No, I would never not saying that, but I'm just saying it is a bit. It's not easy to run something like that.
No,
and I can see that you've obviously characteristics as well. Let's just be real.
Yes.
Depending on how strong you are as a character, you can't run something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they're not strong characters. Funny's a great guy. Mo's a great guy. But you see that same street element that I was saying that you had for a long time is what kept Heartless Crew safe. You got to remember, a lot of things have happened over years.
Them being under certain of us kept them safe too.
No, but we didn't see you. Know what? I knew you lot.
People knew. People just knew there was a buzz. That was
no, but you got to remember.
I have to add that in.
You I know you lot. I came up underneath you lot. These man. I was there with Mission FM, and these men are coming into and I'm going to tape it at my yard, but I know the yard that they got into. You don't know what's there. I was there. Like, I'm saying, in terms of outside perspective, no one don't think about their security and all that. People look at the people, you know what I'm saying? The performers.
Yeah.
They don't do that much with their brain. When you're on the streets, you do all of that. You know that these men are behind them and da 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 da.
Yeah.
You do all of that.
When you're thinking of nonsense, can we go? No, we can't.
That's right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's all I'm saying. But from you still someone in the group, people still need to look at a certain way. And in terms of like doing the talking of it all, like he did a lot of talking of it all as well. You know, like if
it's gonna come on top. Yeah, that's why I could have more built like that. Everyone's got their thing. Like again, Mo and Fonty are much more musical than me.
Yes,
and much more musical.
Fonty's knowledge of music.
And Mo is like Mo when it comes to certain music and especially the old school. Mo like a train spotter. Like you can't touch Mo when it comes to music and foundation of that time. Fonty again, very funny, read music, stuff like that. Them man are much more.
Can he play instrument?
Holy instrument.
Drums,
guitar, trumpet, all. Yeah. The man is he's ridiculous. It was a big, steel pan, everything.
It was a big connection. Like, back in the days, Fonty was in Positive. Yeah,
the barber. Yeah.
Okay, it was all part. Everything was part of.
Yeah.
The man Fonty is so amazingly
you know that you forget
talented.
He was
Smokey's my friend.
So talented.
But Smokey's his cousin, isn't it?
Yeah.
Them man have got a different talent. My talent was one set of talent, which was slightly different. Musically, them man, even lyrically, Mo, I can chat lyrics and whatever, and I'm a vibe man, I'm hype man. Lyrically, Mo, I can't chat to Mo. There's very few men in the UK who can chat to Mo. Lyrically, he's a bad man. So everyone.
When he's ready to just do this, the things he'll come up with, and it's just
different.
I've seen it as well.
Chat to him. So the dynamics has been. We've had our ups and downs. Obviously, people know probably me and Mo had a falling out. You understand?
Yeah. I didn't know nothing about that. I'm glad I didn't know about that. But you're friends now anyway.
Yeah, we're friends. We didn't see eye to eye. You understand? And a lot again because we're two. The thing with me and Mo is weird. Me and I'm quite easygoing. Font is quite easygoing. You understand? When Font is ready, he can be like. If he wants to put his foot down, again, he's Scorpio. You understand? And when he's ready to switch, you understand? But by and large, me and Fonty's relationship is very smooth. You understand? He trusts me wholeheartedly, explicitly, you understand? And likewise him. So there's never really that much issues, you understand? With me and Mo are brilliant friends, you understand? Best of friends. We would be best friends, but the business is what fucks up our friendship.
Different, okay.
You understand? We have a complete different outlook in business. Okay. And that is in business is Heartless Crew, because Heartless Crew is a business, so to speak, of those, you understand, built up our love and friendship. So that's where our little clash
But you've managed to keep together, which is good.
Yeah,
you haven't let that thing...
we've been able to maintain it. And as we've got older, you understand, and you understand each other and you make allowances because you grow into who you are. You understand? So now I know who Mo knows who I am. You understand? So we can accept each other for who we are. And again, the business is not as them time there was them how you say I'm I'm trying to run a cult. And it's not I'm trying to run a cult. It's like I know I had certain things for Guan, you understand?
I wish I could have been a fly for that conversation.
As you get older, it's you understand, it's like okay, cool, and we all drop our shoulders and we know what's what, and you understand, man more themselves.
We haven't got much time left. But there's something to be said for that, what you just said. Because when they go country and the way people are receiving them, if they was dark-minded, it could have easily gone down that road because people are following Heartless screw. Like people are, have you got people up to today?
Yeah.
That it's amazing.
Yeah. It's
but
like
they
honed in that. A lot of people say to me, and sometimes it's overwhelming, like, wow, you changed my life. You said, listen to you got me through this time to where and people like that, we love you and where, and it's like, wow, it's overwhelming. And yeah, maybe if we had a different engine, we could have took that another way.
Not necessary though,
It's not our thing is built out of love, and in a way when it's real love and it's genuine love, then that's the reception you get, because love is love, you understand? And if you give love, you're gonna get love, and ultimately that's what our thing's built on. You get me?
I love that. I want to close on that.
That's nice. And
that was Life Talks. Love, G. Mighty Bushkin studio. Get the other two from Heartless coming in. Mo Fonty. Thank you, Bushkin, for the amazing show. Thank you, Voice, for the amazing show.
Love.
Very good. Silent but so efficient, man. So efficient. And then, of course, me, Ayo Family. Life Talks.
Life Talks.
Love that. Love yourself. Love life. Yeah. I heard that.